Okay, in the last episode, we set up Windows for sound, uh, got drivers installed for everything that we need. Our system is fully optimized, or as optimized as it can get. I still plan on creating a video going into some more detailed ways to optimize your system even further. What we're going to do in this episode is I noticed I missed a couple of other things that I thought I had gotten done. I wasn't thinking very clearly during that recording, but we're going to clean up and add what we're missing, and then we'll go through installing a game, showing you how the process works, and some things to keep in mind and look out for. And pretty much make this the last video for a bit. Basically, I had this computer up until about 1998. I used Windows 95 for a short period of time. I didn't enjoy it that much. I ended up getting rid of it and going right back to DOS and Windows 3.1, which was fine. I had my dial-up access, IRC client, AOL to get online and all that good stuff. Yeah, T1 lines and cable internet connections just weren't exactly a thing yet in my house. But still enjoyed my computer. After this, there will be a video on getting Windows 98 set up, throwing together a machine for that. In 1998, I got a computer in a contest. I guess you can call it a contest, when I was working at Client Logic in their Dell campaign. Client Logic was basically a BPO, business process outsource company. We handled technical support for companies like Sony PlayStation, Dell, Logitech, DirecTV, and yeah, I won that computer and I took it home and pretty much immediately started tearing it apart. By that time, I had been collecting hardware and other things, and the resulting machine in the end was a pretty good one. Couple more Christmas gifts and that kind of stuff. But yeah, and that'll pretty much be the end of the 86 box story, really. If I want to play any games that require Windows XP, I use QEMU and KVM on Linux to get that working. Otherwise, anything after the Windows XP era, I've been able to get working using Wine. So that might be the next set of videos I create, how to get those older games installed. But we'll see what happens. I do want to pretty much finish this up so that I can actually completely set up the machine the way I like it. And use it to actually play some games. It's been a while. I'll probably also create like a super video, one long video with not a whole lot of talking and just going through the motions of building the machine from scratch again, incorporating everything that happened in all these videos in a little bit more of a concise manner. Not really talking about the history that I went through with the computer anymore. And pretty much catching everything that I had missed and throw it all into that one video. But if you kept the machine that we've been working on, most of this will pretty much work for you as well. So let's go on ahead and get right to it. One of the first things that I noticed setting up the sound on this machine is that the Roland emulation was actually quite loud. So we're going to go on ahead and drop that down to 50 for now. You can play with the volumes on your own in the future. I think I turned on the standalone MPU 401. We're going to go on ahead and turn that off. It's not needed. There's a MIDI patch file that we can use in Windows to make the Roland emulation actually work. Let's see, anything else? Nothing else has changed. Yeah, I'm leaving that on a 2-button mouse, no wheel. Nothing happened with display. Yeah, no other hardware changes. So, yeah, just change your volume if you want. Go on ahead and hit OK, and let's go on ahead and jump into Windows. Oh, that's another thing. I'm going to upload a copy of the new drivers, and you're going to use those instead. Another reason why I want to re-record the whole thing from beginning to end. I found better drivers to work with this graphics card, or not better, just newer. So yeah, what you'll want to do to connect the Roland sound for MIDI is go to main and then go to control panel. Let's go to drivers, make sure it's still there. I guess I changed hardware at some point. Let's go on ahead and double check. Select the Roland MPU 401 and click on setup. Make sure it says it's at 330. Again, you can always double check that by going to the sound settings and seeing what you have set up for MPU 401 with Sound Blaster. And 3 is just a good interrupt. I think that's just the like default. Can't really change it from here. Click OK to make sure that that's good. Hit close. Now go to MIDI Mapper. And under this drop down next to name, go on ahead and go to SB16 All MIDI. Click on Edit. And then where it says Patch Map Name, in this drop down you're going to select MT32 and hit OK. And yes, we want to save the changes. I'm going to close. And I believe that's all we're going to do here. Let me check some volumes real quick. You're going to be playing with volumes until you get it nice and comfortable for your setup. But yeah, I'm going to go on ahead and reboot Windows just to make sure any settings changes gets, taken. And now we're pretty much ready to start installing a game or two. Let me check my resolution. Yep, left it. And this is going to bear some settings, some semblance. This is going to be important for us to work with in a moment, and you'll see why here in a second. Let's go on ahead and mount a game. The game that I'm going to choose for this is a backup copy of Sierra's Outpost. So let's go there. Okay. Now, just like when you install drivers, you go into here, go into File Manager. You're going to go onto the D drive and run Setup. Okay. Go on ahead and click on Test.
Your system is correctly configured for playing WAV files.
Yes, it is. This file may not play correctly with the default MIDI setup. That's alright. Go on ahead and just click OK. And that's the Roland sound. It's definitely different. Go on ahead and click on Yes. I'm going to go on ahead and click on Cancel for now. And I'm going to force that to close. Because what I want to do is show you how that MIDI mapper actually works. I guess it's not going to let me do that. So I'm going to force restart. And we'll just go right back into Windows. Now, if you keep in mind that sound, I'll probably get a clip of it and play it here, and then play the new one. Go back to the control panel, and then the MIDI mapper, and edit all MIDI, drop down, and go to none. Save the settings. I'm not going to go through the restart because I'm pretty sure it took. So let's go back into the setup. Of course, that's not going to change. I think that's a WAV file. So let's go back to test again. CD-ROM drive was found. Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and finish this up then. Go through the tests. And this is where we're going to sit and wait for a moment. It'll take a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and time-lapse this part. And it goes right to doing the graphics test. We're going to pause right here for just a second. I'm going to time-lapse it. I need to pay attention to something else real quick. And I'm back. Okay, so left off, it just completed the graphics test. And as you can see, your video display supports 64K colors at a resolution of 1024 by 768 and a speed of 226K pixels a second, failing our requirements of 256 colors at 640 by 480 and a speed of 300K. Your display does not meet the requirements for Outpost. It does, but that brings up a certain point that I kind of touched on when we installed the graphics drivers in a previous video. So let's go on ahead and click OK. It'll tell you can run it high color mode, but you will miss some special effects in the product that only work in 256 mode. That's why it's telling you it failed. So we have to change our resolution down to 256 colors. So let's go on ahead and do that. Go on ahead and go to main menu and then exit. And we can close File Manager for the moment. And let's open the SetRes utility. We can leave it on 1024 by 768. The game's going to work just fine there. Do that, and then 256 colors. I like to use large fonts. It actually looks nice here. So let's go ahead and do that and click yes. Let it restart everything. Alright, now let's go back to the setup now because we're just about done, and you can test out the game if you ended up getting this game to follow along with. It's pretty easy to find. Let's go back to test. It's going to run the graphics test because it was the last one that failed. And there we go. Now we only get the error that it will display at true color, but it works best at 256. So hit OK. Now we have everything passed. Go back to the main menu and click on Install. Continue. Yep. Yes, that directory is fine. You can click No and change the directory if you'd like. But you pretty much have to have the directory already set up. But I leave it alone. Yeah, the installer is... Yeah. Sierra got better with their installers, so no worries on other games. Let's go on ahead and let it install. Shouldn't take long. Okay. To run Outpost, double-click on the icon in the Sierra group in the Program Manager. Okay. Online documentation requires the use of Adobe Acrobat Reader. Setup has added an icon for the program in your Sierra group. Okay. You must restart Windows before you can run Outpost. No, you don't, but you're going to anyway. Might as well. Excuse me. It'll still run just fine. At least I think it will. I don't remember. Anyway, so if you double click on Outpost, it should run without issue. And yeah, I'm not going to go through it, but yeah, just hit new and it'll start walking you through everything. It's been a while since I played.
Welcome to the virtual command environment. I'm the artificial intelligence who will be assisting you.
Oops. Yeah, I kind of did that on purpose. Let's get back to Windows, because we're going to install one more game, which is going to touch on another subject. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to walk you through installing APIs and stuff, like if you've ever heard about it, WinG and Win32s or Win32s. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Mainly because any game that requires it is going to have it bundled on the disk, and it's going to be set at a certain version that the developers know are going to work with what they were doing. WinG is basically like the earliest beginnings of DirectX. So you're going to want to use the one that's on the install disks, or what ships with the game. As for, like, if you watch other videos on YouTube, I know that some people go on ahead and install those things, and then they have you install video for Windows, and then Apple QuickTime. For me, same thing. I'm going to rely on the version that's bundled with the games, so I'm not going to walk you through installing those from here. We're going to wait until a game requires it. And I believe the next one will. We're going to go on ahead and load up the ISO for another game. One of my favorites still. It's a really odd game. Nobody ever makes these kinds of games anymore. But yeah, it's called Total Distortion. And it's definitely odd. If you're of the younger crowd, yeah, you're going to pretty much scratch your head wondering what in the world was wrong with all of us. So let's just go through the setup, pretty much the same song and dance that you're used to. Do you want to install WinG 1.0? Yes, we do. So click on yes. It's going to make a backup of your system file in case something goes wrong. Yes, we want to install QuickTime. Let's go ahead and do that. Same thing as always. Now, other versions, if they're older, it'll tell you it doesn't need to install. If it's newer, it'll go on ahead and recommend you install the newer version. Newer versions shouldn't break the older games. So, yeah, if it does, well, you can always reinstall everything. Alright, successfully installed. You could open it up and watch the video if you want, but let's just go right to the game. Now, I'm going to be quiet for a bit because this is definitely a treat. I think, like I said, the younger generation, video games were different. And we, basically at this time, a lot of companies were also being very experimental. Oh, it's not going to start yet. I forgot. It's testing your display. So I'm going to time-lapse this one.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Yeah, you can change things. Let's go on ahead and put these to the hard drive. It's going to copy a whole bunch of files to the hard drive. This will definitely increase the performance for this kind of a game. Yeah, this will go a lot faster if you choose a faster disk access speed, but like I said, I built this machine and chose the options I did because it's very much reminiscent of what I went through in those days. Okay, let's go on ahead and we're going to move the small database too. Okay. Go on ahead and click on OK. Do we need to adjust our monitor? Let's find out. Oh. Yeah, there's nothing here to really change. You just need to change the color and brightness on your monitor if you need to, especially if you're playing on a real CRT. Reduce the volume a little bit. Actually, you know what? Forget it. All the way to the top. Anyway, you're done.
Woo, yeah! Wow!
Yeah, you can skip the intro stuff. And yeah, this is just where you can go and get to where you can quit out of this if you want to.
Wow.
And that's what we're going to do. We're going to quit. I'm not really sure how to describe this game.
Yeah. Oh, your heart is a mausoleum, baby. A bleak, dismal, desolate mausoleum, yeah. Such a wretched night.
Ooh, yeah.
Alright, so that's that. Again, very creative at that time in Windows and PC gaming history. I don't think I've ever found another game like that. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Your Windows is pretty much set up and ready to go. I apologize for the cat who finally decided to join the rest of the world. Probably hungry. But anyway, so like I said, the next video might actually just be me jumping right into Windows 9, showing you how to do Windows 95 and 86 box. I have done that. It's just not very fun, and I don't really care for Windows 95. I know it was a big deal at the time. I was more interested in what would happen afterwards, which was 98. So, yeah. I'm going to go on ahead and quit this video and edit it down, get it uploaded, and start enjoying some gaming of my own. Anyway, thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.